Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Premier League Fantasy Football and welcome to my video. In today's video, it's a proper team selection video for Game Week 1. So let's go through it. So as you can see, this is a team setup that I created before the pre-season games. It is a 4-4-2 formation. It's a formation that a lot of FPL managers are going with, and the other half is pretty much going with like a 5 at the back, like so big at the back. And I've been looking at all of the formations. I looked at the 4-3-3 one that I really liked, and the other one that I'm about to show you is the 3-5-2 formation that might be an interesting team. So as you can see, let's quickly go through it. I had Raya in goal, as you can see. I had Trent. I got Matt Doherty. I got Cancelo, Luka Dean, Neto, Salah, Coutinho, Luis Diaz, Jesus, and Haaland. So pretty strong team. However, Raya at the back, in goal. I don't know how well or how much Brentford will be able to keep clean sheets. Their fixtures, like the first few fixtures, are not that good. Leicester City away, Manchester United. I doubt that they will be able to keep a clean sheet. And if I'm going to be wildcarding early, I don't really want, a player that might not get me the clean sheets at that stage, right? Maybe later on might be a really good option. So I needed to change Raya. I kept Trent, but I removed Matt Doherty because he's not playing as many minutes that we would liked. And I think there's quite a few players at that position at Tottenham that could play, so I just need to wait and see really for him. Cancelo is a player that I need and I want, and Luka Dean is a player that is a big differential, so been looking at that as well. Neto, Salah, two players that I actually want to keep, and Coutinho is a player that I think is a decent differential. Now, Luis Diaz is an interesting pick because of his price tag. There is a lot of good players at his price tag, like Mason Mount and so on, that I could just switch immediately if something was to happen to Diaz. If he was injured, I can immediately swap to a decent, strong player. So I thought, getting that price tag around that price is actually pretty damn good. And obviously we've got Jesus and Haaland. And Haaland, I'm thinking to bring in Kane instead of him and then bring in Haaland in Game Week 2. But then that gives me a transfer that I have to make. Maybe that could cause me a lot of issues because there could be other problems that I need to fix before the luxury move. So I've been looking at so many different things. So many possibilities. And I still got a few adjustments here and there that I want to make, but I'm pretty set on this team. I'm not saying I'm going to definitely I think this is 90% done. But I am looking at a 4 at the back. However, take a look at this. Okay. This is a 3-5-2 formation that I absolutely love. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I know a lot of people are going with 4 at the back, and I can understand why. But just hear me out, just a little bit, because I'm thinking to go 4 at the back as well, and that is a quick change. I'll remove one of the 5 million players that I've got in the midfield and get a defender. It is not a problem at all. It's very quick change. But let's talk about some of these things. So, Ramsdale in goal against Crystal Palace, then it's Leicester City at home. I want to keep him for long term, and I think he is probably one of the best 5 million goalkeepers, or one of the best goalkeepers to actually pick. The Arsenal's fixtures are pretty damn good. So this gives me an Arsenal defense. A lot of people are going for Zinchenko, which I would love to have in my team. But if I bring Zinchenko, I might have to remove Ramsdale and go for, because there's quite a few good options at Arsenal, like Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka. So like Luis Diaz, right? If I feel like he's not going to do well, I don't like the way he plays, then I could swap him straight to Saka. Obviously, I've got to be on point because we don't want that price rise and drop. But I do have 0.5 in the bank with this team to kind of help me out. But anyways, so Trent, I want to keep, right? I could go for Robertson as well. So instead of DS, I can do that, and that will give me 1 million to kind of spend elsewhere. So I could do something like that. James, 6 million. I brought him back into my team because I do want at least a cover from Chelsea. I think their fixtures long term is good, and he is a player that has the ability to get an assist, get a big, massive return. And I got Cancelo. So I've got a very, very strong and popular teams there. You've got Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. So I'm pretty covered there. Now, I could go for Chilwell. I can add another player. I could go for a cheap player. I can go for a Zinchenko. So there are options there as well. But I think right now I've got the core team there. And you might be thinking, well, where's your differential? Well, I think Ramsdale is still around that 10 million, 50 million, 15% mark. So him doing all right, it's actually going to help me out. But here are my biggest differentials. Neto is not a massive differential because he's 20% owned, but he's still something, right? And he's at a price tag where he plays up front for Wolves, and he has the chance to actually do well. The fixtures are good for Wolves as well. With Raul Jimenez is out, he's probably going to be more further up. And if, as an example, if he does well, like everyone else really, his price is going to rocket. A lot of people are going to go for him because he's cheap. It's a cheap alternative to actually put him in your team. Everyone's going to be able to have him. So that's why he's in here. Good fixture against Leeds. And I think it's I can't remember what was the home fixture. I can't remember the home fixture, but let's move on. So I got Salah as my main captain. That's what I want. I might captain in game week 2 as well. But I do have Haaland there for that against Bournemouth. Now, Rashford is a big differential of mine, 6.5. I know a lot of people are looking at him as well, and you might be thinking, wait a minute, he's not a differential. I see him everywhere, but his percentage is still low. So, Rashford, if it doesn't work out, then that is not a problem. We have got the wild card to switch things around. And if it doesn't do well, I've got 0.5. I can upgrade him to a 7 million. Or maybe I could go to Martinelli or something. That is, I think it's 6.5 or something, or 6 million. I think Odegaard's 6.5. So there are possibilities there. Bailey, 5 million from Aston Villa. So instead of continue that is 7 million, he's a player that is, this guy that is 5 million is actually doing pretty damn well in the preseason. The fixtures are looking good as well in the first 4. And if he doesn't do well, if I feel like, oh, I did a mistake here, I do have the wildcard, because I'm thinking to wildcard around game week 4 and onwards. I've got Luis Diaz there because of that price tag of 8 million. If I feel like that, I need to make a change, then I can change it to Saka or Mount. So there's quick changes there. And having these price tags kind of like all over the place, 8 million, you got 5 million, you got 13 million, 6.5. There's like good players that are around that price tags. And so I could switch my players around immediately without trying to take too many hits and combo with 2 players to get 1 player. And I got 0.5 to kind of help me out. If a price rise goes up, if I miss it, then I got that kind of like money to kind of help me out. So I wanted to go with that free Liverpool attack. I think this is one of the strongest attacks that I can go with. I could go with Robertson as well, but I'm going to go with this because of Luis Diaz's price tag. Last season, I was big at the back. I had Robertson and Trent, but then I had no money to kind of fix the front up or that midfielders because I didn't want to get rid of Robertson because he's such a good player. So with this, I have options. And I got Jesus there. Although I do want another Arsenal attacker, so we'll see what happens. And I got Haaland there. That is my striker that I'm thinking to captain him in game week 2. Now, there is a possibility that I can remove him. I can bring in Harry Kane in game week 1 and then, do my swap to Kane to Haaland in game week 2. That is a big option as well. And that is pretty much it, really. These videos I'm creating, I'm looking at so many different formations, so many different possibilities, and hearing your thoughts, it helps out a lot. We've still got a lot of press conference to go through. We've got a couple of days left. The next video, I'm going to be looking at when I might wildcard. But I think with this team, at least for the first 4 game weeks, I think it is really, really strong, especially for game week 1 and 2, because most of my players is actually playing at home. Now, I don't have to go with Neto and Bailey, 2 cheap players. I can remove one of them and bring it in like Zinchenko, like a defender or good defender or double up or something. So I can bring in the 4th defender there, which is not a problem as well. That switch can be made instantly. But this formation, not many managers are looking at. And I'm looking at this, I'm thinking to myself, whoa, I kind of covered a lot of things here. I've got one Manchester United player, I've got a couple of Arsenal, lots of Liverpool, Manchester City. The only player that I'll be afraid of is Tottenham players like Son and Kane. Coutinho could be, maybe some of the Chelsea players, but that's pretty much it, and I can go to Mount easily with this. I can go to Foden, that is 8 million, Mars, that's 8 million. So we will have to see. I think I really love this formation. You guys let me know what you think. Are you going to change your minds? Are you going to stick with the 4 at the back or 5 at the back? It's just cool. It's all a talk, and it's all something that we need to look at as well. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining. I hope that this video has helped you and given you some kind of ideas. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and drop a like in the video, as it helps my channel out a lot. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.